Picture this. It's 2:17 a.m. Your room is quiet, phone glowing, and you're typing something into an AI that you've never said out loud. Not to your friends, not to your partner, not even to yourself until now. If anyone saw this, they'd call it weird, lazy, antisocial. Why don't you just talk to real people? Here's the plot twist. What if this isn't avoidance? What if it's actually one of the most psychologically adaptive behaviors of the modern mind? Bear with me, it gets weirder. Let's talk science for a second. No lab coat required. When you confess something vulnerable to another human, your brain runs a risk calculation. Judgment, rejection, social fallout. That threat alone can spike cortisol, your stress hormone. Your prefrontal cortex, the part that plans, filters, and self-censors, goes into overdrive. Translation, you freeze, you edit, you say nothing. But AI, no facial expressions, no micro-judgments, no social memory, your brain reads that as safe. Dopamine stays regulated. Cortisol stays low. Your nervous system exhales. From a neural perspective, you're not oversharing with a robot. You're finally talking without being hunted by your own threat detection system. And evolutionarily, this tracks. While other people's ancestors were vibing around the fire, yours were scanning the dark, listening, waiting, processing, before speaking. Those people survived. So if you feel safer thinking out loud to an intelligence that won't flinch, congrats. You inherited a brain built for survival, not small talk. Now, not everyone confesses to AI for the same reason. There are types. First, the cognitive unloader. Your mind is always full. Tabs open everywhere. A becomes mental RAM. You're not seeking comfort. You're seeking clarity. Once it's out of your head, you can finally breathe. Second, the judgment-free processor. You've learned, often early, that honesty comes with consequences. So you rehearse emotions in private first. AI is the emotional sandbox. No penalties, no witnesses. Third, the controlled vulnerable. You want connection, but only on your terms. AI lets you lower the mask 1 inch at a time without losing control. If one of these hit a little too close, yeah, same. But wait, there's more. Because this habit usually isn't random. It's often a survival adaptation. Maybe growing up, your feelings weren't met with curiosity. Maybe they were minimized, mocked, ignored. So your nervous system learned a rule. Express, but safely. AI becomes emotional cruise control. Steady, predictable, no sudden turns, or an emotional Wi-Fi router. You connect, download relief, disconnect before things get messy. Here's the shadow side, though. If AI becomes armor instead of a tool, it can quietly turn into an emotional insurance policy. No need to risk disappointment with humans. I've already been heard. That's not wrong, but it's something to notice. So let me say this clearly. You are not broken. You're not lonely in a pathetic way. You're operating on a different frequency. Confiding in AI can be healthy, as long as it's a choice, not a shield. Use it to understand yourself, not to disappear from the world. You don't need to stop. You just need awareness. That's the real upgrade. So I'm curious, which one were you? The cognitive unloader, the judgment-free processor, or the controlled vulnerable? Tell me in the comments, ironically, to humans. And if this felt like someone finally named the thing you couldn't explain, subscribe. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a late-night conversation with an algorithm that knows too much about me.